Steve,
Chris,
we're back.
it's like we never left.
I know.
It's almost like we did these two back to back.
It's like I'm wearing the same clothes.
Me too. But for the rest of the world, it's been a week.
It's been a week.
And I hope it's been a good week. I still have the same omelet in me from last week.
So now we're following up on the recording vocals
Yes.
podcast we did last week.
So last week, so confused, so bad with time. Last week we ended up kind of on singer maintenance.
Yes.
Is where we landed. So,
yes.
Which is an important ingredient.
It's, very
and,
important.
And we touched on tech. And then I think you were just saying it's kind of cool to go back to capturing the well-maintained singer now.
Okay. Sorry, man. I zoomed out, man. Man, I was so not listening to you, man. I zoomed out completely.
You just crashed. Like if you were a Mac, it would have been that little round rainbow wheel, a pinwheel thing. I would have to force quit you. I would have just held the power button until you disappeared. And then you're gonna reboot. It's gonna be like Chris was quit. Chris was forced quit. Do you want to submit a report? I'm gonna submit a crash report to Chris headquarters. All right. So before you crashed, I think we were reviewing last week, which was singer maintenance.
Yes, exactly.
And before we get into this week's topic,
yes, which is going to be a good one.
which is going to be a great one,
It's a great follow-up.
I think you wanted to talk to our friends.
Yeah, before moving on, so if you want to support this podcast, leave a review if you're listening using Apple Podcast or Spotify or even YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a comment, say hi, ask your questions.
You gotta go on YouTube just to see Chris crash. That's worth go on YouTube, subscribe, but also watch his eyes. So back on topic.
Back on topic. We need to get back on topic.
Whatever that might be.
Okay, last week we talked about the relationship between the engineer, which was in our case us,
Yeah.
and the singer
Yeah.
in the vocal booth. But the reality is, most people listening to our podcast are probably home studio musicians,
Yeah.
home studio producers.
Yes.
Maybe most of them are recording themselves,
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
So what about them?
Me included.
You included.
Yeah.
Let's revisit what we talked about last week, but in the perspective of producing yourself alone in your bedroom.
Yeah.
What about that?
I mean, one of the first things that's really fun about that, I would submit, is the whole microphone selection piece is different.
Is probably the one you have.
It's the one you have or the one you got because you sound good on it.
Yes.
That happens a lot, right? Like I'm looking for a mic that works for me. And so you have that mic. And that's the one other people have to use. Mm-hmm. But it's the one that is like going home when you use it, right? And so that's a cool thing. And then if you're fortunate enough to have a couple mics, you know what it's going to do to your voice. So I'm doing a more rocky thing. I know I want this. This one's a ballad and I want this. And so the microphone selection thing is fun. It's fun to record yourself and then take the headphones off and then turn on the speakers and then listen and choose. It's just a different kind of fun, right? Because you know so well what you're going for, more than you would even producing another artist, right? Like you know the heart of what you're doing. So it's a different journey right from the beginning.
It is.
And then same with do you compress on the way in? We've talked, or EQ on the way in. Again, you know what you're trying to do.
Yes.
So if I'm recording myself, I will more often commit hardware or plugins or whatever on the way in because I know where I'm going way more than I would otherwise.
Yeah, I think when it comes to record with compression or EQ and stuff, you need to know what you're doing.
Yes.
And that takes a bit of experience, some failing also. And a good way to do it, I think, is to be able to do both at the same time, with maybe an XLR splitter or something, so you always have like a dry version of your take on top of the compressed signal if you want to experiment and try to know your gear and stuff like that, at the same time. You can do so, I think, with even UAD Apollo interfaces where you can record both signals at the same time. So this is the safest way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with it, record dry.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any gear, who cares? It doesn't matter. Record dry. It doesn't matter, it's...
Yeah. Monitor with all the stuff on it.
That's it.
And then it's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we always say here at Studio Stuff, Safety first.
Safety first. It's all about safety.
Hi, Joe. We haven't said hi to Gilder in a while.
I know.
Good time to say hi to Joe. Hey, Joe. I miss Joe. So, so the microphone selection, committing on. Oh, I was going to say when committing effects to a recording for yourself, there's for me a different boldness because I know where I'm going. If I commit these things for another singer, they may come back in a month when they hear the mix and go, "Hey, this feels this," and I'm committed. Right. But I can't do that as much to myself because I know where I was going. Right. So there's definitely a different boldness there. And it's a fun time to experiment.
For
it's
sure.
the best time to fail because you know where the singer is at all times.
Yeah.
Like I shower with the guy. Like I always know where he is.
I hope you do.
It'd be weird if I didn't.
Or else, we need to talk.
After your little glitch. I'm not sure you always shower with the guy.
Okay, you mark a good point.
Thank you. Man, so
forgot to take my pills.
So that's a really fun. It's actually a good point. It's a fun time to experiment.
It is because the thing is,
my greatest learning came from recording me.
Yeah, because you only have your time to waste.
That's right.
And
if you enjoy it, in my case, right? It's like true story. Like 4 days ago, the weekend, we the pipes freeze because we're in joyous, toasty, warm Alberta, Canada. And so we have this like outdoor little like shower thing to wash the dog because he likes to play in the mud. And so it got all disconnected at the end of the year as the kind of renovation guys were leaving. They disconnected it on the way out. They're gone now. And now it's just like us alone in this house. And I'm like, I got to get this going because it's dirty dog season.
Yes.
And so I'm out there. You should have seen me trying to hook up plumbing. Like it was like tragic. It was like if the guy came, it would have been minute and a half.
Of course.
Hour and a half. True story.
Man.
I'm out there with the thing. I'm learning how the thing and the thing, and I'm taking everything apart. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm freezing YouTube videos and zooming in.
Of course.
Like it was amazing. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that hour and a half, right? Like at the end of it, I was like, yeah.
You did it.
I know how plumbing works forever now, right? And so there's a bit of that ties into recording yourself.
Yes.
That you have to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy fixing the plumbing sometimes, right? And experimenting. If I do this and if I do that. And so, yeah, I think just aiming for the result is one thing. You obviously want a good product, but enjoy that time. Like it's really, really fun.
It is.
Just this mic versus that mic when I get loud.
And
put up both mics. Put them both up.
Yeah.
And sing into both. And then later go, I always chose this one.
Exactly.
Right? All the stuff that's embarrassing in front of other people. You can do it.
For sure. For sure. And the good thing, it doesn't cost you anything. No. It's your time.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay a studio. You don't have to pay an engineer. It's your own time.
Enjoy that time. It's fun. Some people love to work on their cars because it's fun.
Exactly.
You could hire a guy or just get under there, right? And so, yeah, that's my unsolicited advice.
There's some challenges though when it comes to home recording, especially for vocals. Now we're talking about the room.
Yeah.
Talking about the equipment, like especially the computer.
Your freaking kids upstairs.
The kids upstairs, the fan of the computer running like crazy,
The HVAC system,
of course,
is always in the same basement you are.
Yeah,
the furnace.
Yeah, tell me about
laundry.
It. Yeah,
people drop things upstairs when you're in a basement, and you're like, babe, that was my take.
I know.
And she's like, hey, dummy, you're down there working on your plumbing car thing.
You remember when we filmed this Channel 1 video? Yeah. We're like in the middle of the take, and then Jessie, she dropped like a cup or something.
She dropped the whole kitchen. It sounded like.
And then we stopped and what just happened?
Why is this happening?
And I'm not used to that. My older studio was fully soundproofed. You could jump, run, whatever. I had little kids at the time. And that's why we soundproofed the whole thing. And now I'm in the regular house.
Jessie's up there throwing dishes around.
I know.
For good times. She's a good lady, though.
She's actually out today because we're recording this podcast.
That's right.
Because her mom is in town.
Oh, it's perfect.
My daughter's not working today.
I sprinted right over here.
Yeah.
Most guys are like, hey, they're gone. Let's party.
Steve.
They're gone. Let's do a podcast.
The day. Podcast time. Today's the day.
We're so lame. We got the house to ourselves. What are we going to do, dude?
A podcast.
Talk about vocals. So experimenting is fun.
Yes.
Microphones are fun. For me, a big part of self-engineering singing, and I know it is when we're talking about drumming for you, is how do you ergonomically do it? How do you create a place where you can do 30 or 40 stops and starts Where you're like, oh, it's bad. No, good. Do it again. And like for me, that was always a challenge because I'm similar. I have my stuff here, but my mic is somewhere.
Yes.
And somehow, to your point, I'm in this space that has to kind of sound good. So how do I find a good spot in the room and control the thing and see the thing and make playlists and do edits and do comps? And so that's worth some time and experimenting. And everybody comes to their own conclusion on that.
Everyone will have his own workflow depending on the gear they have.
Running back and forth, anything that prevents you from feeling inspired, you got to fix, right? In the advent of wireless, everything helps.
Yeah.
Like you can pull a table back to here and sing and still make the screen real big. And
and there's also the tools you have in your DW, the punch in, punch outs features. You can just adjust.
Do it from your phone.
And do it from your phone. Yeah, for sure.
You can run any of these DAWs from an iPad. So that's a big one for me, is take a few minutes and just really set that up so you can just be creative and know your tools are where they should be. Because you're playing an instrument. In a way, right? And you want to just flow.
So once you're all set up, you have your workflow, you know exactly how to start your DAW while you're singing, all that stuff. Now we need to take care of all the other challenges, like outside noise.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're in the basement or on the first floor, there's the traffic or the kids, all that stuff,
It's always the day dude decides to cut down a tree.
Of course.
Or do the really big lawn mowing. Like the day. Like this is his day. This is his day to work on his motorcycle. It's always that, like to the minute.
Yeah.
To the minute. It's the day of the construction. What do you do?
It's all about, you're by yourself. You're not working with anyone.
Yes.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You have
there are barriers.
You can't.
Yeah.
You have to pick your time, even with your family schedule.
Yeah.
The kids are coming back to school at 4 p.m. Then there's dinner time.
It's
and then
amazing
like all that
how
stuff.
fast you can go. It's 3:51.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's amazing how many recordings I've made.
Sometimes late at night is the way to go.
Late at night is the way to go.
Sometimes in the morning. Depends on if you live like by a boulevard where there's lots of traffic at 8 a.m. So don't pick that time to record your vocals. Do some editing at that point.
Yeah.
For this time. So pick the right time where you have less surrounding noise.
Yep. And if I'm pushing hard and trying to get stuff done, background vocals is a great thing to do. On lawnmower day, I can get great background vocals done. Like it's amazing when you're just got some stuff and tucked in there and a little isotope and away you go, right? So there's no shame in
there's difference between
working
back
through
vocals
the dump truck. But if you're doing the soft ballad,
exactly,
and that stupid school bus goes by, like you got to do it again.
Exactly.
Again, enjoy the pain.
Yeah.
Enjoy enjoy the process.
Okay, now what about the room? You're in your bedroom. You're recording.
Stuff. Find a wall. Find a corner. Just find a wall. Sing to a wall, man.
Use the closet.
Yeah. Sing
full of clothes.
Yep. Sing.
Honestly, this is going to work well.
The only downside is you got to control your thing.
Yeah, that's your problem.
That's the problem. I can run to the closet and do part of a take and mess up the third word. And now I'm out of breath because I'm...
Maybe that's going to add some feeling. I don't know.
That's a different feeling. That's aggression. That adds aggression. my metal tracks.
Also, computer noise. The fan. I have like a very nice laptop.
Getting better every year.
I don't hear a computer, but my other computer I had like way more noise coming out of the fans. Not the last one, but the one before.
Yeah.
So I had it actually in my older studio.
Yeah.
My computers were like outside the main room. I was
out in the yard.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there with your kids.
In the shed.
Yeah, the kids and the computer all in the yard. Just waiting at the glass. Daddy's almost done.
Yeah, computer fans can be like, especially with towers,
Way less nowadays and way easier to remove nowadays.
Yes,
because it's constant.
You're right.
So it's,
you're right.
That's an easy one to snag and remove. So that one's not holding us up anymore. As much as that dump truck does.
That's worse.
Through.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Something cool also that I think is a good tip when it comes to recording vocals is mic selection. But ideally to have I would say at least 2 mics. And the reason is recording lead vocals and recording back vocals with a different mic.
Yeah.
That is something I like to do.
Yep.
Something different, especially if you're recording your own back vocals.
Yep.
If there's another singer recording the back vocal, doesn't matter. But if you're recording your own back vocals, I would say try to use another mic. Can even be like a dynamic mic, an SM57 or something. Doesn't.
Or just move the mic.
Move the mic
Move the
around.
mic is a big
sure.
one. I'll do background vocals with a mic pointed at my forehead, right? And it's just a different.
Yeah,
it sounds like a different mic.
Yeah, it's not fair. Your forehead sounds pretty good.
It sounds amazing.
I'm actually jealous. At least you have that.
At least I have that.
You know,
good sounding forehead.
It is. So you would use the same microphone at different distance, or
it turns it into a different mic.
It does.
Just take it off axis a little bit.
It does. Because the sound is going to be different from.
What are we going for? Is your background vocal soft and warm and close? Is it closer than your lead vocal? Or
I don't know.
Is it a yelly lead vocal, so you're getting farther away? Do you put it more into the room, right? So again, it's an intention-based idea.
But would you prefer doing that with the same mic or using a second mic?
Second mic.
There you go.
But that costs more money.
But again, the second mic could be an SM57.
That's right.
An SM58.
That's true.
Okay, when it comes to tone.
Yeah.
Okay, distance, like we were just talking about, is going to play a huge, huge role.
Yes.
The closer, this is the basics. Getting back to the basics of recording vocals with a microphone. The closer you get to the mic, the more fat, the more kind of dark.
Yeah.
But again, if you take that bright voice close and then you back it up, that same voice, whether it was bright or dark, is going to sound thinner.
Yep. It turns into more of a drill bit.
Yes.
Yeah, or more nose if you go for the nose, or more like it's more chest to chest.
Exactly.
Like there is.
So you can play around with the type of tone you want.
And I worked with a guy actually in town, a guru, and he would spend time with singers, watching them sing to determine which was the dominant side of their mouth, and then he would have them sing slightly off, because we all sing, our mouth moves dominantly, and so that was really important to him.
I like that.
I tried it. I didn't notice, but he's a way better engineer than me.
Okay.
So
this is when you noticed he was better than you.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as he walked in, I knew. But yeah.
Hey, you have the forehead.
I do have the good sounding forehead. It's very warm. Very warm. And dark. Has a much darker tone than yours.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, so silly. So silly. So yeah, there's all those little things that matter to people, right? S's.
Yeah.
Mics that pick up too much sibilance.
Yes.
Playing with proximity there.
This is when I'm going to angle the mic a bit more.
Yeah, angles, if you're getting S's, is a thing.
Up towards down, or the opposite, or a bit more on the side. Have you tried the pencil trick with the elastic?
I've never tried it.
Okay.
I've tried it many times.
I tried it a few times.
Yeah.
It works.
Does it work?
It does.
Do you feel silly?
I do. Having a pen strapped to the mic.
Yeah.
But the idea is that pen is kind of going to diffuse.
Yeah. Yep.
And the S is the sibilance is going to kind
of. So proximity, distance, and monitoring, we talked about, back to our kind of singer maintenance thing.
Yes.
Being kind to yourself in the same way.
Yes.
Is relevant to this discussion.
Yes.
Right. And there's a bit of like, I'm me and I'm here and I'm getting her done. Be kind to yourself there too. Like, take the time, get your mix the way you like it. It takes an extra minute, and it's going to change what you do. All the same rules apply. Make it sound the way you want it to sound. If you want more bass, stop and get more bass. Don't just keep singing. Stop and get more bass, right? So that all those things apply. Be kind to yourself, like you would that kid in the booth, right?
So when you get into a part of the song where, your singing needs to have lots of energy. So meaning you're going to sing way louder than the verse. You're getting to the chorus. The chorus is like an octave higher. You're going to shut it out.
Yeah.
Do you back off the mic or you go sideways?
I will typically go back.
Okay.
Yeah, for me. To me, it's just, you're still direct. You're just farther.
But tone is going to be different.
But tone's going to be different.
There's a trade-off.
Yeah. Side tone is going to be different, and you're not direct. So yeah, I guess.
I think the important is like when you're hitting those high notes.
Yeah.
Where there's lots of energy going on, more power.
Yeah.
Do something with the position you're in.
Or not. Like, somewhat to me, the best vocals in the world are people that don't move. Just turn the gain down a little bit.
Just agree with me.
That's what I do. That's why I'm still here.
Like, stop trying to...
Stop bringing your thoughts.
Okay, you have a good sounding forehead, but that's it.
Dude, you crashed at the beginning of this episode. So many of your legs to stand on went away when you fully just had a full shutdown in real time. Okay.
Yes.
So this one comes from Manila, Philippines. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Lyndon Aguilar. Have you used closed-back headphones for mixing without using any of the AI Sound ID reference trickery? So closed back as they come from the store. Would you?
Like for me, I don't think it's a matter of being closed back or open backs.
Okay.
I do EQ my headphones.
Okay.
Okay. So, but for mixing, I rarely touch a closed back headphone unless I'm mixing out of the studio, like in a coffee shop or in an environment where there's lots of noise in their surroundings. Now, I'm going to use maybe a pair of, I have a pair of Odysseys here, closed back headphones that I can use in that case.
And if you did that, you would as well EQ them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you ever do any of the, I'm at Ocean Way now.
Oh,
I'm in a BMW.
Like those emulation, like the room stuff.
Yeah.
I don't. They're good though. Some of those are freaking good.
Do you find them distracting like I do?
I think it's just a matter of, it's the habit, I guess.
And I just haven't done it enough, maybe?
It's a matter of getting, I used to work a lot with these tools.
Yeah.
And I kind of like them. I was using the Waves CLA one. And that one is pretty cool. It actually works pretty well. I would use these types of AI softwares or plugins if I was in a situation where I not even have access to a pair of studio monitors. If I'm outside on vacation, or I'm outside of the studio for like a couple of weeks and I need to mix that song.
Interesting.
This is in a situation where for maybe part of the song I would use that that system.
Maybe I haven't done it long enough. I find them distracting because they sound so neat.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like, that is so cool. It's like the head tracking stuff. I'm just so interested.
No, I can't.
I'm so interested in it that I'm distracted by it.
No,
or
the
in
head
the room
tracking.
emulation. I'm like, whoa, it really sounds like I'm in the thing.
Yeah.
And I forget I'm mixing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But for me, the head tracking stuff is so distracting.
I can't hang with it.
I have one.
Even
like
to
the one
watch a
from Waves.
movie or something with the AirPods.
No.
Or even the fake Dolby thing.
It's funny. It doesn't sound natural.
Correct.
It doesn't even sound like it does here when I'm listening to speakers.
Yes. Yes.
Like my whole room is not moving with me. It's like weird, but this does for somehow, I don't know.
It's neat tech though.
It does. Yeah, it is.
It's going to be fun in the future, like gaming and all that. Like it's going to get really fun.
But when I use these plugins, I deactivate that option. I don't want to have any head tracking going.
Unless you love it.
That's a personal thing.
If you like it, use it.
Getting back to the question on using closed back headphones for mixing. Again, that depends on the environment I'm mixing in, so. But my preference, open back headphones.
Yes. Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
We got to go before you crash.